Hey guys, welcome back to Crow's Whispers Tarot. Today we're going to look at what makes you memorable, and we're going to look at your appearance, your personality, and anything else that tends to come through. Okay guys, here are the piles. We have pile 1 with the green fluorite, pile 2 with the amethyst, pile 3 with the labradorite, and pile 4 with the rainbow moonstone. Take your time selecting the piles. You may be drawn to more than one, and I'll see you guys in the reading. Hello, pile 1. You guys selected the green fluorite. Let's get into your reading. So we have the whale spirit. We have the brown bear spirit. We also have Capricorn with achieve. And we have Vesta with half. So, getting into your vibe overall, if someone were passing you in the street, the first thing they'll pick up is that you have almost a mysterious nature to you. No one can really pinpoint what it is, but just something about you makes them take a second turn and just look at you and see if they can spot what it actually is. With the brown bear spirit with take time out, you have a very calm vibe about you. Things are quite easygoing. There's nothing that makes you hyper or, really loud and out there. Is the vibe that you sort of give off, is that really chill, calm vibe. In terms of the personality trait that a lot of people find very memorable about you is that you're very hardworking, can be a bit stern, can take a lot of responsibility on yourself, and that makes you quite memorable to a lot of people, especially in group situations. I'm also getting that it might be that the way you dress is very professional and very put together, regardless of the occasion. And with Hester and Hearth, they find your determination in a fire and almost the way you nurture people, the way you express, femininity, or the way you express how you comfort people is quite different, I think. I think you prefer to take almost a lecturing tone, but it comes across as very comforting despite what you might be conveying in that moment. In addition to the effect your appearance has on other people, they find it very unique with the Fool card here. They find it very interesting. It's nothing that really stands out too much. It could be with the mystery card with the whale spirit as well. It might be something that is completely out of the box. You might be very inventive with the way you choose to style your outfits as well. And we have the Chariot here as well. So although you're quite calm in your manner, it seems like your outfits tend to be a little bit avant-garde, a little bit out there, very fashion forward, and I think as well with the Seven of Cups here, you tend to change your style as often as you can. You don't really stick to one particular genre. You tend to sort of switch between a lot of things. So that's where your appearance and your personality are incredibly different. For some reason, I just thought of like Balenciaga personality and like crazy style. So it's very dark and serious on the inside, but very loud on the outside, which is quite interesting. We also have for your personality the Judgment card here, the Page of Cups, the Six of Cups, the Moon, and the Hanged Man. In terms of your personality, what you're sort of drawing out is that you're someone who, once people get to know you, are someone who's very deep. and that makes it very memorable. It's deep, with the moon card and judgment as well. It seems like you have a lot of secrets and a lot of hidden intentions that makes people really drawn to you. And also your perspective of the world with the Hanged Man as well. It's all about trying to expand what you know and never being in a stuck energy. You're constantly moving forward and constantly changing, and maybe that's what's coming through with your outfit choices as well, is that you're constantly adapting and changing and moving forward. It could be that you're very inspired from your childhood as well with the Six of Cups, but it also means that your personality is very giving towards others. It's very sensitive to what other people think and feel, and that's the same with Vesta as well that we looked at. Being a healer and home and comfort to a lot of people, and that makes you very memorable because people can come to you with any sort of questions, or whether it's really lighthearted things or really heavy subjects. You're really open to giving your best advice and do it in a way that is almost like a teacher. So people don't feel like they're being judged, but they're just getting information from you. And so it's very a neutral way of conversing with people, and that's what makes your personality really shine, is that you're able to adapt and move forward with a lot of people, and they don't feel like you're putting on a face for them. They feel like you're very genuine in how you come across. With the moon card as well, they might find that you're almost very in tune with the person's emotions that you're discussing with, or being around even. So it could be that with friends or family or even strangers, you almost have a knack for figuring out what they're feeling at that time and really discerning that. So it might be that when you're connecting with a lot of people, you can sometimes get a little bit overwhelmed when you're in crowded spaces. And it might feel like, just because of the amount of information that you're processing, an amount of emotions that you can sort of sense. Again, you could be an empath, but it seems like that might be overwhelming for you. And it's not that that makes you memorable, but it can be something that you sort of try and distance from people with, and take time out like the Bear Spirit. So just keep going with smaller groups and don't feel the need to overwhelm yourself just because a lot of people are drawn to your energy and your words and advice and comfort, but don't feel like you have to take on the responsibility of accepting all the baggage essentially that they might bring to you, and definitely take that time out as much as you can. But in terms of what makes you memorable, it is your ability to be in someone else's shoes and give comfort, advice, and a new perspective on life in general. I think because you're so open to hearing other people's stories and getting to know other people and being almost like a big brother or big sister to someone. That's the vibe that I'm getting, and I think a lot of people are drawn to you because of that. So that was your reading, pile number 1. I hope it made sense. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. Pile number 2. You guys chose the amethyst crystal, so let's get into your reading on what makes you memorable. To start off, we have the snake spirit, we have the lizard spirit, we have debilitated discomfort, and we have square, semi-square, quintux as well. So to start off, the vibe that you give off that a lot of people find very memorable is that you have a very calm, sensitive energy. It can be as well that you feel like almost whimsical, a little bit, not so much occult, but a little bit whimsical, a little bit nomadic in the way that you move and act, and even clothing wise they might find that as well. And it's just something that a lot of people find really interesting, is your sense of style that is influenced by either spiritual, fantasy, vampire. The other thing I'm getting with snake spirit, the only thing that came to mind was that you dress very sexy. So that might be something that really stands out in terms of your fashion sense. In addition to that, we have the Ace of Wands, the Tower, and the Nine of Cups for what people find intriguing about you in terms of your sense of style. The main thing I'm getting is that you dress only for yourself. You don't really care what other people think, you don't really follow the trends, you just dress according to whatever comes to you on that day. For the Tower card as well, it's all about sudden actions or sudden changes. So you might find that, you know, one week you're dressing as a certain style and then immediately you'll change completely your hair, your makeup, your outfit choices, and everything is just completely opposite. But you're dressing for yourself, and you're dressing because that's what makes you feel good and that's your passion. And that does come across to a lot of people. It could be as well that you're finding that you're influenced by your dreams in terms of your fashion sense as well, and you might be trying to connect to your dreams via your fashion sense, depending on what resonates best for you. In terms of your personality that people feel really drawn to, it's with dilapidated and discomfort. The main thing is you deal with uncomfortable and difficult situations really well. Anything where things aren't going to plan, things aren't great, it could be that sort of whimsical energy, but you sort of move through the process really easily for yourself, or that's what it seems like to other people. And they find that your resilience and also the way you deal with your own personal trauma, insecurities, things that, you know, you tend to struggle with, mental health as well, you tend to find a really good pattern in trying to cope with a lot of these scenarios. We have the Nine of Cups, Justice, the Lovers, the Emperor, the Three of Swords reversed, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Three of Wands. Again, personality wise, it's very clear with the Nine of Cups, which came twice in your reading now. You're very comfortable with yourself. You're very comfortable with what you have. You're very confident in yourself. You don't feel the need to act a certain way or move a certain way. You're very much about who you are and have a lot of self-love, which is very evident with the Lovers card as well. With the Emperor, you're someone who a lot of people look up to, and it's not so much because of your energy, but just your way of dealing with situations. You do it with a finesse. There's something very easy about how you deal with difficult scenarios, things not going to plan, obstacles in projects, home, etc. You're very good at dealing with things that are very complex. With the Justice card as well, again with the balance, being able to weigh out scenarios and very good at discerning what's right and what's wrong and what's not going to work, and keeping what's good and taking out what's not. And I feel like that's not only for materialistic things, but also in terms of relationships. You're good at discerning when someone's worth being in your life and when someone's not. And I think it's your ability to deal with things not going to plan, or heartbreak, or piecing yourself back together from difficult situations. You're very good at pulling yourself together. Not saying it's easy, but your way of thinking allows you to get out of situations a little bit quicker than the average person. With the Three of Wands here as well, you're definitely someone who is adventurous. Again, with the outfits, you're being a bit adventurous with what you want to do and where you want to go. But also in terms of life in general, you're willing to take on opportunities and move forward and really express not only yourself, but also being able to travel and, you know, take on certain styles from different countries, or taking on different foods, cultures, anything. You're really good at expanding your world. You're not confined to a certain way of thinking. You're really open to expanding your knowledge and also expanding your heart to a lot of things in this world, which makes it a very great thing. The other thing with the Wheel of Fortune here, you may find that people are just jealous of your luck. Even if it's not luck, even if it's a lot of hard effort that you've put in, people see it as luck. And people see that, you know, with everything going on in your life, you know, through all the struggles you've had, you may feel like it's been a challenge, it's been hard, it's, you know, been draining, but to the external person, they see this as you having very good luck. They could also see it as you being very good at adapting to different scenarios and really going with the flow with the process. The other thing with the Lovers card that might be applicable for most of you, I would say, is that most people find you very attractive. Personality, and in terms of your career, in terms of your opportunities, in terms of your looks as well, they find you very attractive. They find that essentially your energy is something that is very desirable, and they want to pursue that a little bit further with some of you as well. They may not say it, but they're definitely thinking it in the back of their head. So that was your reading, pile number 2. I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you guys in the next one. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Bye. Hi, pile number 3. Let's get into your reading. You guys selected the labradorite. You guys got the crow spirit, the turkey spirit, Cancer, the North Node, and the first house. So let's start off with your vibe that you give off that people find very memorable. To start off with the crow spirit with co-create with spirit. I think you give off a very spiritual vibe, and that you're very calm, collected, and connected to the higher power. And they find that because I think being with you and with your energy, the one thing that they realize is that they have a very strong sense of calm about them, and they tend to feel very drawn to your energy because of what you give back. With the turkey spirit, give with grace, give with gratitude and grace. I don't know why I'm stuttering in your reading. But the fact is that a lot of people are drawn to your calm energy. For some of you, it could be that your style of dressing is either very modest or has a few crystals or other spiritual items with it that people tend to notice about you. We also have, for your style, the Page of Pentacles, Temperance, and the Ace of Swords. So what that gives off automatically is that with the Page of Pentacles, the vibe you give off is someone who is very good at maintaining the style that they have. They're very consistent with what they do in terms of their appearance and style, and you're someone who dresses for practicality more than anything else. And that's something, like, yes, you do sort of style yourself up, but you go to places with environment, temperature, time of day, everything in mind. So you're not just dressing how you want every single day, you're adapting to when you need to dress a certain way. With the Temperance card as well, it's about being able to style yourself in a way that is very balanced. You both show off your personality and your sense of style, but at the same time you dress specific to the occasion. And not everyone does this, as much as it seems very much the way things should be. Not everyone does, but that's what makes it very interesting from external perspective of what makes you memorable, is that you always have a practical sense of style. You always have a way of doing things that really resonate with a lot of people because of the manner in which you dress. With the Ace of Swords as well, a lot of the time you seem to dress in a way that is meant to draw attention to yourself and draw attention in a way where people look up to you for authority. I'm not sure if that's because of your placements in your chart as well. With Cancer, North Node and first house, that might be a very accurate placement for some of you, but with first house especially, it's about yourself and standing out the way you are. So looking at your rising sign in that case, but you're very good at wanting to present yourself in a way that is practical but makes you the center of attention, makes people drawn to your energy and also see you as a leader and see you as an individual. So with the North Node, it could be that the reason you're dressing in this manner is that you're trying to work towards your North Node, which is all about your future pathway, where you want to be, when you're a lot older. And also it can be represented by your life purpose even. So seeking that out as well. So you're dressing in a way that is both confident but also putting yourself out there. Now, again, in terms of your personality, on top of your appearance that makes you memorable, we do have Cancer. And with Cancer, it's all about the motherly energy, the comforting energy, the person you go to when things aren't working out. And I think a lot of people seek you out for that purpose of being able to connect to someone emotionally. And I think your emotional maturity and even the amount of care you put into the things around you makes you very, very special. In terms of your North Node, I think people see you as someone who is very put together, very focused on their trajectory in life, whether family, whether it's work, whether it's, just financial stability. You're very good at targeting yourself towards where you want to go and your goals in life. We also have the King of Pentacles, the Tower, the Page of Swords, the Magician, and the Ten of Cups. So, all in all, what people find very memorable about your personality is how good you are at dealing with situations. With the King of Pentacles and the North Node as well, like I was saying, you're very good at dealing with your trajectory in life, where you want to go. You're very good at planning things out and taking your time in deciding what you want to do. You're someone who a lot of people go to maybe on advice for where they should be in the future as well. With the 10 of Cups, you're someone who is very much living the life and also very good at keeping your emotions in check, making sure that things are going the way you want it to, being very consistent with how things move and go in your life. You're very good at assessing where you want to be. With the Magician, again, very good at manifesting where you want to go, but also someone who is able to use every resource that they have to their best ability. You don't leave anything to fate. You just use what you have. You move very well with where you want to go and what you want to do. And you're very confident in your skills to achieve where you want to go. So very powerful energies here. With the Tower as well, I think a lot of people see you as a force to be reckoned with. A lot of people see you as someone who has a very strong ability, and if you do snap, then you're on someone's bad side immediately, and no one wants to deal with that because they know that you have a lot of capabilities and a lot of power behind you. So they're very much aware that you're someone who says what they need to say, and then if you go against them, you will be against them for life. It's a very permanent situation. Not sure if any of you are Scorpios, but that is very interesting. With the Page of Swords as well, you're someone who is very open to communicating with people. You don't really hold back. You just sort of say what you want to say, very blunt with what you want to say and come across. You're very open to expanding your knowledge and very open to gaining a lot more momentum in your life as well. I think the main change that you're finding, and the reason a lot of people are drawn to you, is that because you're not only intelligent, because you're not only money savvy, you're not only emotionally intelligent with the 10 of Cups here as well. You're someone who uses every single resource that you have, and pretty much anything else that you need, you yourself will make opportunities for yourself. You yourself will put yourself out there. If you want something, you're the first one to raise your hand and say, I'll do it. I think there's very much even if there's no Emperor, I would say this is the most leadership-like energy that has come across so far in all the readings. As much as a lot of people think of a leader as someone who is just on a pedestal, standing up, giving orders, you're someone who, even if you hold yourself back, even if you look modest and you don't really, shine very bright, you're someone who people automatically in the back of their mind will think of you as the leader. You don't need to really stand out as a leader, but just automatically people just flow towards you because they know they will get things done if you're in the picture. And so it's almost like a silent leadership that's going on here, which is really awesome for you guys. So pile number 3, that was your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Hello, pile number 4. You guys selected the Rainbow Moonstone. So let's get into your reading. We have the Canary Spirit and the Coyote Spirit. In terms of your vibe that you give off, that is very memorable to a lot of people, is that you are very unique in your styling choices. There's a few piles that were similar to this. I think it was pile 1 that was very similar to this as well, but with Canary Spirit, sing your own song, and Coyote Spirit, trust in divine detours. You dress the way you want to dress, even if it's not something that a lot of people agree with, even if it's not something that would be socially accepted. It's something that is very unique to you. And I think you make the most of it with how you choose to dress. We also have the Death card, the Queen of Wands, the Six of Wands, and the World card. So in terms of your style, the one thing that comes off is that you're someone who dresses in a way that is solidly yours. I think it has taken a bit of time for you to find your sense of style, but now that you have it, it makes you very memorable and makes you very attractive, because someone can spot you a mile away and they'll know it's you just based on the vibe that you give off and the sense of style that you have. And it's almost like you've gone through so many cycles of trying to figure out what works for you, and now that you've found it, you're definitely making the most of it. And it could be, for some of you, that it's related to Kiwi body types, or related to just your sense of style that you found really works for you and resonates with you really deeply. And I don't see you moving out of the sense of style at all. No matter how old you get, you're going to keep some amount of the style in all your outfits. It's just something that you're really drawn to. Not sure if you're the group that is all black all the time, but if you are, that's amazing. But very much the vibe that I'm getting is that you know who you are, you know what you want. With the Queen of Wands as well, you're very confident in your appearance and your sense of style. You don't hesitate when, you know, you're going anywhere, because you know exactly what you're going to do, whether it's following a routine that you know really works for you, or just not caring what other people think and just doing your own thing, with trusting divine detours. Even if, you know, your hair isn't perfect, or even if, you know, your makeup isn't perfect, you don't hesitate to just go about your day. You just sort of throw it on. Doesn't work? Okay, fine. Move on. Sort of vibe that I'm getting from you guys as well. In terms of your personality, that's really memorable. We have the Mars motion. We have the 11th house of community as well. So the main thing people find really impressive about you and memorable about you is that you have a very good ability to relate to strangers and talk to strangers and even motivate people. I'm not sure if that's something related to your job, but it feels like you're someone people go to just to talk. They don't feel intimidated by you. They don't feel, you know, hesitant when talking to you. They find you very approachable. And also it can be that you're also very community minded and do a lot of tasks related to the community as well. You could be a volunteer of some sort as well with that Mars card, but it just depends on what you feel like you're doing. Now, the other things about your personality, we have the Devil. Interesting. The Ace of Swords, the Ace of Wands, the High Priestess. We did get a bit of spirituality coming through there. We have the Eight of Wands, and we have the Strength card. Very, very interesting. I think your emotional strength with the Mars card and Strength card as well, you're very good at dealing with emotional ups and downs within yourself. You're very good with the High Priestess of analysing your own emotions, and that comes through really well once people get to know you. With the Ace of Swords, again, communication is really good for you. I think with the 11th house of community, without communication, you can't really get along with a lot of people. And if this has come up with your personality trait, it's very clear that you're someone who is very good at communicating, or at least very easy to communicate to. with the Ace of Wands, your passions, your creativity, your ability to enjoy life as well is really shining through here. And with the Strength card, with Mars and the determination and 8 of Wands, any sort of difficulty you have in your life, you have this innate ability to work through it, to push forward, to just almost plow your way through and just soldier on in no matter what the situation is. You deal with the hurt, you're able to not only bring yourself out, but also you have this ability to extend yourself beyond what's there. It could be that you're really good at dealing with criticism from others, really good at dealing with positive reinforcement, really good at dealing with a lot of negatives that people may do or say to you. You're very good at maneuvering through those situations. I'm also getting, for some of you with the Devil card here, you're someone that people find very addictive to be around, or your personality is really addictive. So you might have people that you sense are not great for you, that you sense that people aren't on your wavelength and you don't feel like they're meant to be around you, but they'll still approach you and they'll still come towards you, even if you're not getting the vibe that they're any good for you. They're immediately drawn to your energy. It could be that some of you are very seductive as well, with either your speech or your dress sense or personality. It could be with the High Priestess as well, that the way you dress, whether it's with something spiritual related in terms of jewelry or crystals or symbolisms that you might have, you still keep to your traditional roots as well. Or you try and change up between two different cultures, that sort of thing. But what people find really, what makes you memorable is your ability to maneuver through situations. You might potentially be a very good manipulator as well, positive or negative, but people find those aspects of you really interesting and makes them want to, still be interacting with you regardless, with the Devil card as well. It's something that your creativity, way of communicating, and just your sense of inner knowing of who you are, where you want to go. You've sort of went through a lot of growth cycles and went through a lot of challenges for yourself, and now that is starting to change and starting to shift. So you can really see the growth in your personality over time. You could be an Aries as well, or a Leo, just for extra confirmation. But something about, I think the first thing that comes to mind when people think of you is your sense of style, especially for people who are really close to you. When they think of you, they think of your sense of style. And then when strangers approach you, the first impression is always your sense of style. And then they see over time, I don't think this is something that you sort of bring out immediately. You bring out the communication and your creativity first, but these sort of deeper cards you don't really bring out until you really get to know someone. And that's what makes your personality memorable, because not everything is upfront, not everything is in your face. Everything is sort of subtle and brought down, and you let yourself shine first. And then anything deeper that you're feeling or you're hidden abilities, your hidden strengths, those are something that people find out much, much later in the journey. So that was your reading, pile 4. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.